How did a beer company convince marathon runners and yoga instructors to drink a product that contained 40% more calories than the competition? $90 million in revenue within 3 years. It sponsored major athletic events. It became the official beer of fitness influencers, despite having the highest calorie count in its category. None of this should have been possible because Michelob Ultra was originally a failed attempt at premium beer that sat on shelves for months. Beer industry experts completely missed how they did it. They sold the lifestyle, not the liquid. Here's the untold story of how Anheuser-Busch turned their biggest product failure into a fitness empire worth $2.5 billion. We have to rewind to 2002. The year is 2002. The Atkins diet craze is sweeping America. Suddenly, carbs are public enemy number one, with millions of Americans examining food labels and counting every gram of carbohydrate. Meanwhile, the beer industry is facing a crisis. Sales are declining 2% annually as health-conscious consumers begin abandoning alcohol altogether in favor of water, tea, and early versions of sugar-free energy drinks. The light beer market has long been dominated by Miller Lite with its iconic 96 calories and Bud Light at 110 calories. But both brands positioned themselves around taste and refreshment. Great taste, less filling, and this Bud's for you, not fitness or health. Inside Anheuser-Busch headquarters, executives are sitting in boardrooms watching their premium Michelob brand slowly die. Once a respected premium beer, Michelob sales have plummeted 60% over the previous 5 years. The brand has no identity, no loyal customer base, and warehouses full of unsold inventory. The irony was not lost on these executives. Outside their windows, America was in the midst of a health revolution. Gym memberships were up 30% nationwide. Organic food sales had doubled in just 36 months. Running events were seeing record participation. Yet no beer brand had successfully tapped into this exploding market of health-conscious consumers. In one particular meeting, Marketing Vice President Dave Peacock is reviewing warehouse reports showing millions of unsold Michelob bottles gathering dust. Something had to change. But what? The challenge facing Anheuser-Busch was threefold, and each problem seemed more insurmountable than the last. Problem number 1. Michelob Ultra was originally launched as a premium beer targeting sophisticated drinkers. It was meant to compete with imported European beers, but consumers found it bland and forgettable. It had zero brand identity in an already overcrowded market. Retailers were beginning to reduce shelf space for the failing brand. Problem number 2. The fitness market seemed completely off-limits for beer. Alcohol and health consciousness were fundamentally contradictory concepts. While wine had managed to position itself with some health benefits, beer was firmly established in the American consciousness as the drink of couch potatoes, not marathoners. No brand had successfully bridged this seemingly impossible gap. Problem number 3, and this is the one that should have killed Ultra before it even started. Their product actually had more calories than most competitive light beers. At 95 calories per bottle, Ultra contained nearly 40% more calories than some competitors, making it objectively worse for health-conscious consumers by every traditional metric. But Peacock had an insight that would change everything. He realized that fitness enthusiasts weren't avoiding beer primarily because of calories. They were avoiding it because no beer brand spoke their language or understood their lifestyle. Beer marketing was filled with sports watching, not sports doing. It was about relaxation, not exertion. It was about indulgence, not discipline. This led to the pivotal question that would transform the brand. What if we stopped trying to make beer healthy and started making healthy people feel like beer belonged in their world? This mental shift was revolutionary. Instead of trying to convince health-conscious consumers that beer was good for them, they would convince them that their particular beer understood and respected their commitment to fitness. Anheuser-Busch made 3 strategic decisions that defied conventional beer industry wisdom. First, they completely abandoned the premium positioning and rebranded Michelob Ultra as the first fitness beer in America. They did not change the liquid, they changed the story around it. The beer remained exactly the same, but the narrative shifted completely. Second, they focused their marketing exclusively on carbohydrates rather than calories. This was a brilliant exploitation of the Atkins diet obsession. While Ultra contained 95 calories more than competitors, it had only 2.6 grams of carbohydrates, less than competitors. By emphasizing carbohydrates and downplaying calories, they created the perception of being the healthier option despite having more calories. Third, they targeted active lifestyle consumers through sports sponsorships and athletic imagery, rather than traditional beer advertising. While Budweiser and Miller fought over sports bars and football games, Ultra showed up at marathon finish lines, yoga studios, and cycling events. This exemplifies marketing lesson number 1. When you cannot win on product, win on positioning. Ultra could not compete on taste or calories, so they created an entirely new category: fitness beer, where they were the only player. Sports marketing experts noted that Ultra spent 80% of its marketing budget on marathon sponsorships, yoga studio partnerships, and athletic event activations, instead of traditional beer advertising. They showed up in places where beer had never been welcome before, and they spoke a language no other beer brand was using. The tactical execution was equally revolutionary. Ultra launched the Live Ultra campaign, featuring real athletes doing actual workouts, not actors pretending to drink beer. The commercials showed intense cycling, marathon running, mountain climbing, and strength training, with beer appearing only in the final frames as a well-earned reward. Their distribution strategy broke every rule in the beer marketing playbook. They placed products in health food stores, near gym vending machines, and at wellness centers where no beer had ever been sold before. They created specialized slim can formats that fit in gym bags and looked more like energy drinks than traditional beers. Their influencer approach was years ahead of its time. While most beer brands were still paying for celebrity endorsements, Ultra partnered with fitness instructors, marathon runners, and local gym owners to organically integrate their product into post-workout social media content. The message was clear: beer was not just for watching sports, it was for people who actually participated in them. The numbers were staggering. From selling just 500,000 cases in 2002, Ultra exploded to 26 million cases by 2005, capturing 15% of the light beer market despite being the newest entrant. Revenue reached $90 million in year 3 and $500 million by year 5, eventually growing to $2.5 billion annually by 2020. All from what was essentially a rebranded version of a failed premium beer. In 2008, Ultra faced its first major crisis. Health bloggers and nutritionists began exposing that Michelob Ultra actually contained more calories than most competitive light beers. Articles with titles like "The Fitness Beer Scam" and "Ultra's Big Lie" started circulating online. The truth threatened to destroy the entire fitness positioning that had made the brand successful. The industry backlash was swift and aggressive. Competitors like Miller and Coors launched campaigns highlighting Ultra's higher calorie content. Side-by-side comparisons appeared in print ads, showing that their fitness beer actually had more calories than traditional light beers. Consumer confusion spread rapidly. Social media filled with posts from confused fitness enthusiasts, discovering they had been drinking a heavier light beer for years. Many felt deceived and betrayed by a brand they had trusted as part of their healthy lifestyle. This is where marketing lesson number 4 comes into play. When facts threaten your story, double down on emotion. Ultra did not defend their calorie count or try to explain the discrepancy. Instead, they amplified their lifestyle messaging to unprecedented levels. Their response was the biggest campaign in the brand's history, called "It is only worth it if you earn it." This brilliant repositioning made the beer a reward for hard work rather than a health product. The slightly higher calories became irrelevant when framed as something you earned through physical exertion. They were not selling a low-calorie beer anymore, they were selling permission to indulge after discipline. What most consumers never realized was the uncomfortable truth behind the brand. Internal Anheuser-Busch documents later revealed that Ultra was never formulated for fitness. It was leftover Michelob with different marketing. The beer itself was exactly the same product that had failed in the marketplace, only the story around it had changed. The carb deception was particularly clever. While Ultra aggressively marketed their 2.6 grams of carbohydrates, compared to competitors' 3 to 6 grams, they buried the fact that calories, the actual health metric most nutritionists consider more important, were 20 to 40% higher. The carb focus was purely a marketing decision, not a nutritional one. The entire fitness positioning was created by advertising executives, not nutritionists, brewers, or health experts. There was no scientific basis for positioning Ultra as a fitness beer. It was simply an opportunity they identified in the market. This worked because Ultra's marketing team understood that people wanted to feel healthy more than they wanted to actually be healthy. Perception trumped reality. The identity of being a health-conscious person who could still enjoy a beer was more powerful than the actual nutritional content of that beer. They also exploited a regulatory loophole. Beer labeling laws did not require prominent calorie disclosure, allowing Ultra to emphasize carbs while hiding calories in fine print. Most consumers never bothered to check the actual calorie count, assuming that low carb meant low calorie. The numbers behind this marketing miracle are staggering. From an original investment of just $15 million to rebrand failed Michelob inventory into Ultra, Anheuser-Busch created a multi-billion-dollar brand. They now spend over $200 million annually on sports sponsorships, versus competitors who spend $50 million on traditional advertising. Ultra did not just succeed, it transformed the market. They created the active lifestyle beer category that did not exist before, now worth over $8 billion industry-wide. Competitors launched countless imitations, but Ultra maintains dominant market share through first-mover advantage. The cultural impact has been equally significant. Ultra became the official beer of marathon finish lines, yoga studios, and CrossFit gyms, spaces where beer had never been welcome before. They changed how an entire generation of health-conscious consumers thought about beer. The final outcome, from warehouse failure to America's third-largest beer brand in just 18 years, proving definitively that positioning beats product every single time. So what can we learn from this remarkable marketing story? Number 1, create your own category. When you cannot win in existing markets, invent a new market where you are automatically the leader. Ultra could not beat Miller Lite on calories or Budweiser on taste, so they created fitness beer, a category they instantly dominated because no one else was there. Number 2, sell the lifestyle, not the product. Ultra did not sell beer to fitness people. They sold fitness identity to beer drinkers. They understood that the desire to be seen as health-conscious was stronger than the desire to actually consume fewer calories. Number 3, focus on favorable metrics. Ultra masterfully emphasized the numbers that made them look good. Carbohydrates, while legally minimizing those that did not, calories. They controlled the narrative by controlling which facts received attention. Number 4, target where competitors will not go. Ultra succeeded by marketing in gyms and health stores where traditional beer brands feared to tread. They owned spaces their competitors did not even consider valuable. Number 5, make your weakness irrelevant. Instead of fixing their higher calorie content, Ultra made calories seem less important than lifestyle alignment. They changed the conversation from nutritional facts to emotional identity. The universal truth revealed by the Michelob Ultra story is profound. They did not sell beer to athletes. They sold athletic identity to beer drinkers who wanted to feel like athletes. As Dave Peacock, former Anheuser-Busch executive, later admitted in a rare, candid interview, they realized people do not drink beer because it is healthy. People drink it because it makes them feel like the person they want to be. The next time you see someone ordering an Ultra after a workout, remember you are not watching someone make a healthy choice. You are watching someone buy an identity. You are observing the power of marketing to transform how we see ourselves, even when the facts do not support that self-image. This story reveals how modern marketing has evolved beyond selling products to selling versions of ourselves we aspire to become. Ultra did not just sell beer, they sold permission to maintain a health-conscious identity while engaging in behavior that contradicted it. In marketing, what people believe about themselves matters more than what is actually in the bottle, and few brands have exploited this psychological insight more successfully than Michelob Ultra, the not-so-light beer that convinced the world it belonged in the gym.